We could talk about Oprah all day. We could talk about what you're doing with her, the new book, for hours.
She's so awesome and magnificent. That's true. I do have my first book coming out called More Myself on her imprint. It's the first book that will be on her imprint that's not her own.
That's a big deal, and I love watching that video because you get to see, the vibe of the book a little bit, how much she responded to your title, More Myself. But did she guide you through any anecdotes or stories that you wanted to tell that maybe you were like, how do I do this in this book?
She's definitely contributed, and one of the special parts of the book I'll reveal a little bit later does have to do with people who have been very influential in my life, and obviously she's one of them. And in regards to the guidance, mostly just to follow your truth and, go as deeply as you can and really just peeling back the layers, which is what it has to be and what I've been able to do as I continue to grow as a woman. So it's a beautiful thing.
And there's been a lot of moments through this relationship where the cameras have been there from when you first performed on her show a long time ago and then to this most recent one. But what's a story you can tell me about a time you guys have spent together that really shows who she is as a person, that maybe there were no cameras there?
Every time that we're together, even whether there's cameras or no cameras, she's always the same genuine individual. She's always the person that really has some wisdom to share with you that mostly has to do with her own experience that she's learned from, which is why it's such a beautiful thing to be able to connect with somebody who has the level of experience that she has, because there's things you come up against and you're just like, what do I do? I think one of the most beautiful things she's ever shared with me is really affirming that sometimes we look outside of ourselves to find the things we need because we think you might have my answer or she might have my answer or this other person might have the answer I need, but in actuality it's right inside of you, and sometimes that's the scariest place to look. But she's always affirmed that you know yourself. Nobody knows you like you know you. So that's always been a needed piece of advice.
I went to the UTA Fine Art Space and I sat down with your husband to see the show. He told me how committed you were because it was right after the Grammys, getting up at 4 a.m, going over the scripts. You really wanted to knock it out of the park, which you did. I assume hosting offers sort of rolled in after that, but you got a music career and a book career to get off the ground. But is hosting something you want to do some more of? And why were you so committed to getting up at 4 a.m. and making it what it was?
Because I wanted to bring the energy that people would never forget, and I wanted to bring the energy that would feel unified. And I think that in those rooms, I'm very familiar with those rooms. That's why I said this is such a civilized event. Everything's often very hectic. Everything's often very full of nerves or energy or insecurities or whatever it might be. And I really wanted to allow it to feel like a beautiful celebration. Like everybody came into my living room and hung out and we were just chilling, and I felt that energy and they felt that energy. And that's why I was so committed to just making it feel so easy. So if it felt good to me, it was going to feel good to everybody else.
And today will be the same thing because you're here. So thank you for being here with us today. We love it.
Thank you. It's a beautiful thing.
Can't wait to hear what you have to say on stage. We appreciate it. Thanks so much.